Egyptian mythology is one of the richest and most enduring belief systems in history, shaping the culture, governance, and spiritual life of the ancient civilization along the Nile. From the origins of the universe to the eternal struggle between gods, these myths explain the order of the world and the forces that threatened it. The gods were not just cosmic beings, they were rulers, warriors, and guardians, deeply involved in the affairs of mortals. In the beginning there was nothing but known, the vast, dark, and motionless primordial waters. Within this watery abyss lay infinite potential, a formless existence waiting to be shaped. Out of the depths, a single mound of earth emerged, the Benben, the first solid crown. Atop this sacred mound stood Atum, the self-created god, also called Ra-Atum, who embodied both the masculine and feminine aspects of creation. Atum, feeling alone in the emptiness, longed for company. According to different versions of the myth, he either spoke himself into existence or produced the first divine pair, Shu, god of air, and Tefnut, goddess of moisture, through an act of self-pleasure. Shu and Tefnut, the first divine couple, drifted away into the darkness of Non and Atum. Distressed by their absence, sent out his Eye of Ra to find them. When they returned, he wept tears of joy, and from those tears sprang humanity. Meanwhile, Shu and Tefnut bore 2 more children, Geb the earth and Nut the sky. Geb and Nut were deeply in love, embracing so tightly that there was no space between the earth and the sky. However, Atum found their closeness disruptive, and so he ordered Shu to separate them. The god of air raised Nut high above Geb, creating the division between the heavens and the land. This act established a fundamental order of the cosmos, known as Ma'at, the principle of balance and harmony that governed the universe. Nut, now the arching sky, was destined to give birth to some of the most important gods in Egyptian mythology: Osiris, Isis, Set, and Nephthys, the gods who would shape the fate of Egypt and the afterlife. Among Nut's children, Osiris emerged as the wisest and most just. He became the ruler of the world, teaching humans agriculture, law, and civilization alongside his devoted wife and sister, Isis, the goddess of magic and motherhood. Together, they brought prosperity to the land, and Egypt flourished. However, Osiris's rule sparked jealousy in his brother, Set, the god of chaos, storms, and deserts. Set resented Osiris's power and plotted his downfall. In one version of the myth, Set crafted a magnificent, jewel-encrusted coffin, secretly designed to fit Osiris's body perfectly. At a great feast, he presented the coffin as a gift, declaring that whoever fit inside could claim it. When Osiris lay in the coffin, Set and his followers slammed the lid shut and sealed it with molten lead before casting it into the Nile. Isis, grief-stricken but determined, set out on a perilous journey to recover her husband's body. She found the coffin trapped in the trunk of a great tree in Byblos, which had been cut down and used as a pillar in a foreign king's palace. With the help of her magic, she retrieved Osiris's remains and hid them in the marshes of the Nile. However, Set was relentless. Upon discovering Osiris's body, he hacked it into 14 pieces and scattered them across Egypt. In her greatest act of devotion, Isis transformed into a bird and, with the help of her sister Nephthys, scoured the land to retrieve the fragments. She reassembled Osiris, but one piece, the sacred phallus, was lost to the Nile. Using her divine powers, Isis crafted a replacement and briefly resurrected Osiris long enough to conceive a son, Horus. Although Osiris could not rule among the living again, he descended to the Duat, the underworld, where he became the god of the afterlife and judge of the dead. With Osiris gone, Set seized the throne, ruling Egypt with tyranny, but Isis raised Horus, the rightful heir, in secret, preparing him for the day he would challenge Set and reclaim the kingdom. The battle between Horus and Set was one of the most legendary conflicts in Egyptian mythology, lasting 80 years. They clashed in the form of mighty beasts, Horus as a falcon, Set as a raging hippopotamus. The gods watched from above as they fought across land, sky, and water. At one point, Set gouged out Horus's left eye, but the god Thoth, deity of wisdom, restored it, making it the Eye of Horus, a powerful symbol of healing and protection. Eventually, the gods decided to intervene and put the matter to trial before the great assembly of deities. Although some gods, including Ra, favored Set, Isis used her cunning to tip the balance in her son's favor. She tricked Set into admitting guilt, and the gods ultimately declared Horus the rightful ruler of Egypt. In a final act of reconciliation, Horus did not kill Set, but instead exiled him to the barren deserts, where he remained as the god of chaos and storms. With order restored, Horus ascended the throne, and every future pharaoh of Egypt was considered his earthly incarnation, ensuring the eternal rule of Ma'at over the land. Each day, the sun god Ra traveled across the sky in his celestial boat, illuminating the world. But at night, he faced a far more dangerous journey. As he descended into the Duat, the Egyptian underworld, he was confronted by Apophis, also known as Apep, the monstrous serpent of chaos. Apophis sought to consume Ra and plunge the world into darkness. Every night, Ra had to battle the serpent with the help of divine warriors, including Set, who despite his past transgressions was vital in fending off the chaos beasts. The gods and spirits of the Duat aided Ra in his voyage, guiding him through the 12 gates of the underworld, each representing an hour of the night. At dawn, Ra emerged victorious, rising again in the east, bringing a new day. But the battle was never truly over. Apophis would return each night waiting for a moment of weakness. When an Egyptian died, their soul embarked on a perilous journey through the underworld to reach the Hall of Ma'at. There, the deceased stood before Osiris and the 42 judges, facing the ultimate test, the weighing of the heart. The jackal-headed god Anubis placed the heart of the deceased on a scale balanced against the feather of Ma'at, the symbol of truth and righteousness. If the heart was lighter than the feather, the soul was deemed pure and granted passage to the field of reeds, a paradise mirroring the ideal version of Egypt. But if the heart was weighed down by sin, it was devoured by Amit, the soul-eating demon with the head of a crocodile, the body of a lion, and the hindquarters of a hippopotamus. Those judged unworthy were erased from existence, denied the chance of an afterlife. This belief drove Egyptians to live by Ma'at, ensuring they remained truthful, just, and honorable in life, so they might be rewarded in death. Egyptian mythology, filled with gods, pharaohs, and cosmic battles, remains one of the most enduring legacies of the ancient world. The myths not only entertained, but also reinforced the values of balance, justice, and eternal life, ensuring that the civilization's divine stories would be remembered for thousands of years.